topic. Let's just do breaking news. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
No bullshit.
Rock and roll. God, I hate that echo trick. Isn't that crazy? Yeah?
That's you, buddy.
All right, welcome back to No Bullshit News Hour. Remember always, if you can't sleep, watch the news. If you want the news, you're at the right place, the No Bullshit News Hour. Today with us, how do I even introduce you? Detroit legend, hip-hop legend, Trick.
What's happening with it, guys?
What's your given name?
Dr. Christian Anthony Mathis.
Are you a doctor?
Yes, sir.
What kind of doctor?
Music.
And Karen Dumas with us, Mark Fellauer. Karen, you know Trick well, don't you?
Of course. I'm an honorary member of the Goon Squad.
Right, whole life, you understand me?
I love Trick. He is what we should all strive to be. I mean, as a person, as a professional, just much love and respect.
Yeah, and you got a gold record, don't you?
Me?
Yeah.
I got a couple of them, you know.
My
over
man.
time. You know,
I got a Pulitzer Prize.
That's there you go.
You know what that gets you?
I'm a peace ambassador for the United Nations.
What's up, man? Look at this. Hey, Trick.
What's up with you guys? Hey, what's up, Shay?
What's up, Shay? Look at it. You know what we got here happening live at the American Coney Island, downtown Detroit. Open for lunch, sit-down lunch coming Monday. Open at 11, go until 3. And, of course, there's carry-out all day long. And you can always go to AmericanConeyIsland.com and have a Coney kit delivered to your home. So that's that. We took that out of the way. Come here, Copper. We just had a white cop walk in.
Is he a good one?
Let's find out. What's up, man? You all right? Good. Look at that. Here, I want to show people. I respect them. You know, we need good cops. We do. We need good cops.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Your job sucks.
It can be a challenge. Yeah. It can be a challenge at times.
You scared? Be honest.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, Charlie.
Okay, this is not even on.
Okay.
Dude.
The first day, Friday, was scary. It was really scary.
Come here. I want you to get close here. Look. Show your blue eyes. Show your skin color. Show that you're a human. There are no horns.
No.
No tail.
No.
So it's a guy. It says Detroit Police. That's fucking crazy. Okay. Oh, is that camera on?
No. It's
not on, Trick. His body cam's not.
Turn that on, buddy.
So Friday.
Yeah.
It was. Tell me.
Friday, you know, we didn't know how it was going to go, how things were going to go down. I'm a kid born and raised in Southwest Detroit. Went to Holy Redeemer right down the street. Detroiter my whole life. I've been doing this job for 22 years. Now it's crazy because now I'm one of the older guys, and have younger guys looking up to me like, Sarge, what do we do? When I was a child, I used to see the mounted units walking down the street, walking. I've never seen the mounted unit run in my life. When our supervisors gave the command for those mounted units to retreat and they began running towards me down Rosa Parks. And we were backing up our vehicles because people were punching the horses, throwing rocks at the horses. And I'm sitting there thinking, these might be the same people that would protest animal rights. And it wasn't even about that at that moment. It was very scary. The officers had their vehicles surrounded and they were saying, Sarge, you got to get us out of here. We can't get out of the crowd. We can't move. And you know what we had seen in past cities where they're damaging the police cars and our officers were inside. It was a scary moment for us, Charlie, at that moment.
Was it sad?
It was sad because you love the people, you care about the people. And I think it was just a misguided anger. You know, everybody's angry about what happened to Mr. Floyd. It wasn't right.
I mean, it was murder.
It was murder. You know, let's call it what it is.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. Let me have you put these on. and have Trick and Karen and Mark say, so I'm going to give you these headphones and
Okay.
have a comment. Let me back out. I know this guy. It's good to see you. And thanks for stopping in. You're going to get a Coney dog, right?
Absolutely.
Here, put these on real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Trick. You know Trick, of course?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Who doesn't know Trick?
How you doing, bro?
Good.
My question is, where do you draw the line as an individual, as someone who has achieved the status, been on the job 20-some years and achieved the status of sergeant? Where do you draw the line between the code of blue? It's just like the street code. In the streets, they say, snitches get stitches. I believe that same law to be implemented within the department. Where do you stand at when officers do wrong to innocent civilians and inflict harm upon people? And when you see something like that, what do you do?
Well,
what do you think should be done by all officers?
By any officer, I guess it hits me a little bit differently. Like I said, I was born and raised here. So my grandmother's walking up the street. My uncle's walking up the street. My nephews, my nieces.
Right.
So I always say, how would you want somebody to treat them?
That's right.
How would you want somebody to talk to them?
Right.
You've seen your family member upset at times. You've seen disagreements in the household. You've seen the police come to grab your uncle out because he had a few. How did you want them to be treated?
Right.
And that should tell you right away where you draw the line as your partner. Would you want your partner treating your uncle a certain way?
Right.
Yeah, and this isn't about Mr. Floyd. This is maybe it's a domestic situation where your uncle's had a few too many, or your uncle's they're all playing cards in the basement, and Uncle Charlie starts bringing up Aunt Susan who left her, and that's a sore subject, and everybody knows it.
Yeah.
But now the police are called to that scene, and he has a few choice words for you. He's not necessarily talking to you as an individual. He's in the middle in the heat of that situation. He still has deep hurts from Aunt Susan who left him, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Respect
Sergeant,
that individual.
Sergeant, let me ask you a question and certainly understand, if you're in a situation, everybody's uncertain who's going to do what and how do you not only protect yourself, but certainly protect others as well. Tell me your perspective on residency, because like you said, when you grew up in Southwest Detroit, your family was in that neighborhood. I think that people who live here have, not to take away any of the commitment of any of our officers, but certainly when you live here, you have a different level of awareness, engagement, and commitment because it's your home.
Absolutely.
What's your take on residency?
I believe in, for me, it's so hard for me because I grew up here. Like I said, I'm part of this. I'm part of this city. This city's a part of me. For people that have not grown up in this city, I think you could definitely adopt a plan. Maybe the officers, if they're going to be hired here, must live here for a matter of a certain years or something. You could adopt. I would definitely be open to something like that. I think that would be cool. But right now,
the Supreme Court's ruled.
The Supreme Court ruled that that's unconstitutional. They can't do it. But it does. I think it does benefit the officer. Whether we can make somebody or change some type of policy or not, I think the officers who grew up here definitely benefit from living here, growing up in the schools here. I know what it's like for officers to put me on the ground at Patton Park and say, hey, we're looking for Latin counts, because I grew up in that era. I know how I felt in that moment saying, I got a basketball in my hand. Does it look like I'm running with Latin counts right now? You know what I mean? So, but that also helped develop in me a way that I will not be as an officer when I wear this uniform.
What is it that you want people in the city of Detroit to know? I mean, as people continue to protest, I think sometimes people forget officers are human. You got some bad ones, but I think the majority of them are good. But what's the one thing that you want people in the city of Detroit to know?
Well, one thing,
Translate, what's she saying?
She was saying, what would I want others to know? What is the main concept that I would want people to know, Detroiters to know about basically what we're going through, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going through?
And I think that like exactly what you stated is perfect, that we are human. Every person that puts this uniform on may have a mother to go home to, a car payment to pay. We're just like any individual out here trying to do the best that we can. And I can say, honestly, with all the men and women that I've worked with, that's a true statement. You know, when we're driving around in a scout car together, like my father was at General Motors right down the street, the old Fleetwood plant for 36 years. And when he would bring your child to work day, they would sit side by side talking on the line about what they were going to do and how they were going to do things and bringing your child. So for me, you're in a scout car with a buddy of yours, your partner, and you're talking about humanistic things. You're not talking about this next, what harm you're going to do to this individual or, you know, a different mind. Understanding that we're all human. We all have a mindset that we can run to, good or bad. However, treat everybody as an individual, not paint a broad brush.
How about this? No, look, be honest. Be honest with me. It's already hot. It's 90 degrees today. Everybody's broke. The checks are running out. Everybody's been cooped up. You've got unrest all over the place, you know, with Floyd. We don't have enough cops as it is. How aggressive are you guys going to be this summer? Let me say it this way. The police ain't going to be the police this summer.
Well, I can tell you this, Charlie. We're trying our very best. I can commend the guys that I've worked with. I've had young officers look at me while we're having bricks thrown at us. I mean, being spit on, using foul language towards us. Young guys looking at me as a supervisor saying, Sarge, what do we do? What do we do? Can't we just grab them? Can't we just make it stop? And I can look at them and say, I might want to drag that guy that just threw the rock over and put the zip ties on him and have him carried away. But we have to remain. And what keeps us safe is our tactics. The tactical things that we've been drilled in.
The real life. Maybe she'll call in lady, single mom, 2 kids, lives in a rugged east side, right? It's shootings and stuff are already off the hook out there before this, right? Now she's afraid when she needs you with all this shit. I'm not going. She's afraid there aren't going to be any police.
Yeah,
that's the consequence of this.
Yeah. I would reassure her. I would want to reassure her that the officers that have to come up to that run, just like we want people to look at us and not paint a broad brush, we have to look at every situation as its situation, as that particular situation. And again, when I'm responding to a police run out here, I have to look at it as, if this was my mother, how would I want to talk to her? That single mother you're talking about, Charlie. My parents were divorced. My mom, I remember my mom for Halloween taking us for trick-or-treating. She was going to take us probably to some suburb. I don't know where we were going, but she was putting us in the car. And when we got in the car, 2 raid vans pulled up, knocked on the door. These guys were wearing ski masks, DPD, knocked on my mom's door, her 3 children, us 3 boys in the back seat. And she said, ma'am, you have to go back inside the house. Go back inside the house. And we went, and my mother, a single mom at that time, had to drag us boys back up the steps, us not knowing what the heck is going on. Why are the officers making us go back in the house? And they were raiding the house across the street. That's so dope. And my mom was forced to deal with that. You know, I've been in that situation is what I'm saying, Charlie. So my thing is you have to be disciplined in your training and your tactics to look at every situation for what that situation is bringing to you at that particular time.
The department's hiring, and there's no age limit. What do you think?
About the age limit?
No, there's no age limit.
Come on, Charlie, let's go. Have you been doing push-ups lately?
I can do it.
Let's get that going, man.
Maybe trick.
Trick, Trick ain't interested, I don't think. Trick, are you interested in joining the police department?
I'm a peace ambassador for the United Nations already.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Last word, man.
Last word someone was going to say.
Oh,
Mark was.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, you have the governor calling for reform and anti-bias training. I just wondered if you had a thought on that. Is this political posturing? Is it something that works? Does it have a detrimental effect?
I think, when a situation happens, no matter where it is in the United States, everybody looks at training. Everybody looks at how are these officers being trained. And I can only speak of the wheelhouse that I'm from. And in Detroit, we've had some great training. And we have officers are required to go to a 40-hour block of training twice a year. So almost every 6 months, we're being taken off the street. We're putting in for a week worth of training. And I think our training has been great. Can we always do more? Absolutely. We can always add training. But I believe, and I thank God for the fact that Craig and other people within our police academy has instituted training, no matter where anybody's come from. This is how you will tactically be when you're put into a situation where it might not always be the best situation. And, they challenge us. But I watch people leave the academy. I remember, I'll never forget we were in the academy and some guy is sitting there crying saying, I can't take it. I can't take it. This is the academy.
Wow.
You can't take it. Then I'm glad right now you're realizing that because, and he actually exited the academy. And so, whether it's political posturing or not, I can't really say to that, but I can definitely speak to our wheelhouse of the training we're receiving. And I always welcome more if it's going to benefit the officers and make us sharper.
Last question. What's in your personal file? Do you have any abuse complaints or use of force complaints? You ever used your weapon?
I have not.
You got nothing in your file?
I think I have one thing in my file. I remember we picked somebody up from Canada. U.S. Border Patrol stopped him, and the complaint came that I put my cuffs on too tight, and that was years ago.
That's all you got?
Yeah. But I mean, when you're on this job, you may get a complaint or two from someone that's unhappy, and that's just being honest.
And there are asshole cops.
I've met
them. They got a lot of abuse.
Yep.
Like asshole in Minneapolis.
I had a guy. Charlie.
Why can't we get the bad cops out? Be honest. Is it because it's such a fine line policing
that was my question.
Yeah, right. Ask it then.
How we get these bad cops out? They have to be identified and exit.
Yeah, and I think, Trick, that you have to have officers step up to the plate and instead of ignoring the biases that they see in that scout car, they have to voice it. If they see something that just edges them the wrong way in that scout car in a situation, they need to voice it and say, hey, we need to look into this guy. But because I didn't feel comfortable.
The union bends over backwards to keep those guys on the job.
Yeah, I mean, and the union does keep, it's my dad, of course, like I said, General Motors, 36 years. I grew up in
we need to hold
family.
the union accountable as well.
And then if the union's fighting to save a bad cop, then they need to be, like Trick said, they need to be held accountable.
Well, shit, look, Trick, Karen, Mark, everybody listening. Let's look at Minneapolis for a second. You got a super liberal Democratic mayor. Everybody knows me. If you know anything about Minneapolis, that police force cracks heads. They've been doing it since the Old West. Ask anybody.
Okay.
The police force is a Democratic union. They got money, right? They got phone banks. They do all that. Mayor couldn't get that force under control, like Buttigieg in South Bend, where Notre Dame is. Couldn't get that police force in order. Now, these are two well put together white liberal Democratic men, and you're not getting the shit done. Why? Which is why I don't trust them.
Yeah. I think there's just it's all about accountability. Wherever you go, it's accountability. The officers have to be accountable to themselves. That's why I said if you live here,
you can't answer my question. You know why? It's above your pay grade. You can't answer. You're not going to answer it because that's what that people are on the streets about? Like, now, I want that answer now.
Right.
And I'm asking it to you, and I don't know if you can give it.
Charlie, I can tell you, like I said, I always speak to what I know. Like my father used to tell me, don't talk about something, boy. You weren't there. You weren't there, so you don't know. So the same thing goes for me. All I know is if I'm in a scout car with a guy and I see something that rubs me the wrong way, our officers in the front lines, those are because that's who you're seeing. You're not seeing the guys in the upper boxes sitting in their offices. You're seeing that officer in that scout car. Charlie, if you see something that catches you the wrong way, it needs to be dealt with there and now. So my fellow officers in blue need to, if they see that contact, if any officer, if you see something discriminatory, something happens that you don't know is not right, you need to stand up and say, I will not tolerate it.
I like it.
Now the challenge is to make sure all of the officers feel that way.
This isn't payola. I don't do that. But Luke Nowacki, one of our sponsors, keeps this going. They put $500 up for anybody with a badge. Wow. Until it's gone. So, on Luke.
Have a great day, Coney. Yeah. Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, dude. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing the job. You sure that's not on?
It's not.
How the fuck is that not on, Trick?
You got to hit the button. There's a button you got to hit.
Wait, come here. Look, show everybody the button.
You got to hit the button. The button.
I thought those were always, remember when you first got them, those are always supposed to be running?
People were nervous that they'd be peeing and they'd be on. But they say that's not the case, Charlie. They say the green light just means that it's power. It's got power.
So we learned something. The cameras aren't always on.
Yeah, if you hit the button, then the red button at the top comes on, and that's when you know it's recording.
That's fucking crazy. Everybody's got a gun in America, and you're the only one answerable how you're using it. But that's how the country
hit that button when they pee and hit it again.
It kind of sounds that simple.
The reverse of it. Yeah.
And by the way, before I get, let me remind everybody. Cue up the securities and investment.
Yep, gotcha.
That No Bullshit News Hour is sponsored by Luke Nowacki at Pinnacle Wealth, 248-663-4748. Call him for rational financial advice. Man, real estate's through the roof. The market's doing well. Everybody's worried about an unemployment check. What do you do? How do you position yourself? Call Luke Nowacki at Pinnacle Wealth, 248-663-4748. Pension funds, savings and loans, personal wealth strategy. Luke does it all. Get the advice, get the strategy, and position your investments for the long run.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Royal Alliance Associates Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Royal Alliance Associates Inc. is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Royal Alliance Associates Inc.
And remember.
Hey, we need to get Trick to do that. We need you to.
Oh,
yeah.
So put some flavor in there.
The key is speed. The key is speed.
The only thing is that he's not going to do it for free. That turns into an endorsement. He has.
That's the legal disclaimer.
Yeah.
This right here is the legal disclaimer.
I'm not reading that. They got to pay me.
Yeah.
No, they got to pay me.
I'm going to pay you. You're star.
No. They got to pay me. That say stocks and bonds. Pull up. We got to have a sit down.
Okay,
we got to have a sit down.
Can you just audition a little bit? Just the first.
No,
please.
Stocks and bonds. No.
Can you just
no means no, Charlie?
Can you just wrap that up?
Monday through Friday.
You can't have a celebrity do that, Charlie.
They could pull up and see me in my office.
I can't even these 3 words
in Detroit, Michigan. No, none of it. Pay me.
That's what happens. You get a big star on the show.
Exactly. You can't do that to a celebrity, Charlie.
I don't say nothing
because then it turns into an endorsement from him. So you can't do that.
Sis, he don't even know. The only reason I'm doing this interview with him is because 1, he my buddy, and 2, he was in my movie. I don't like doing interviews, especially like this.
I thought I had something to do with it too, but okay, I want to take a little credit.
That was the added bonus. Karen is on it, but he was in my movie as Dr. Eli Woods, a scientist that created a mega formula, the last 24. And let me tell you,
that sounded about like Charlie.
Charlie's such a stand-up guy with me with that, because when there was time for payroll at the end of the shoot, I say, I got your money. He says, put my pay towards the production.
Yep. Charlie's a good guy.
Man, that's all right.
But like Trick, let me say this, just like I was talking about you before we went on. Those are the things that Charlie does, like the things that you do. You guys don't run in front of a camera or post it on social media. Look what I've done. You all do things that make a difference, and the world never knows about it. They don't need to know about it. The only person, sometimes the person that benefits from it doesn't know about it. So that's who you guys are. That's the character that you have. So
I do a lot of giving I've been doing a lot of giving with my mask on, through the midst of the crisis, since the end of March. Me and Leslie been out in local grocery stores in the neighborhood.
The toy stores. I remember you guys were buying all the toys for the kids. Yeah.
We don't tell them, this me, whoopie whoop. We don't take no pictures. They don't know it's me. I just walk up to them and say, I'm gonna pay for that. Here. Take that, give her the change, turn around and walk off.
Yep. And that's how you make a difference, because you're doing it from your heart. You're not doing it for the clout. So that makes a difference.
I even know you're catching shit on social media for that.
You said what?
No, social media is a fake place. It's an imaginary, it's like Oz. It's like follow the yellow brick road, do what everybody else do, follow what's trending, stay in line. Act how we tell you to act. Man, I don't care nothing about what nobody is thumbing on the other side of a phone that I can power off. When I cut my phone off, social media doesn't exist. And it's really only for toilet time for me. Like, I'm going to make my point. I'm going to state my piece. I'm going to give my message based upon my life and the righteousness that I uphold and the laws that I live by, be it street code or federal law, whatever. I'm gonna put my opinion out based on what I got going on in my life, and then I'm gone. I don't care. People say, "Why you turn the comments off?" Because I don't give a fuck what you got to say about it. It's not an open social forum. I'm voicing my opinion. That's me. Like, I respect everybody's opinion. Somebody, you want to think something, that's what you got to hold in your head. That's what you got to deal with within yourself. That don't have nothing to do with me. If I'm aggravating you by doing something right, and you want to develop an opinion and a bunch of emotions and then some type of outrageous statement about me, guess who the person is in pain? You. Because I don't know you. I don't care to know you. I don't fuck what you think. And you just upsetting yourself by being upset at me. And I'm somewhere working, building, creating opportunities for my people. And I don't have to show it or take a picture every time. I don't want to. Fuck the news. You don't need to know what I'm doing. I like being out the way and out of people's faces. I don't want no attention for what I do. I do the righteous things that I do by my people and by my community because it makes me feel good.
Yep.
You know what, dude? Some shit out of like
feel good. Just
some
like
shit
weed.
out of like. Yeah, you smoke a lot of weed.
I smoke weed, cuz I smoke weed because I like it.
Did you bring
it?
Like
giving. Hell yeah. What you thought this was?
Pull it out. Let's see it. Whip it out.
I didn't hear. Well, shit, they closed. I don't think.
Go ahead.
Don't
let's
play
see
with
it.
me, cuz.
I'm not playing.
It's in the car.
Oh, it's in the car.
Yeah, man.
Well, look, I was.
You had a lot of incrimination. Like, come on now, you can't say
shit is legal.
It's illegal
Karen.
as
You can
shit.
carry
With
2.5.
incrimination.
I don't got no more than an ounce on my possession. Never.
Well, only an ounce. Well,
nobody would mess with you anyway, so it's all good.
Well, I got before we started, we were talking about this. Just out of nowhere, somebody gets a hold of me on Twitter. All of a sudden, this string's going around where. A woman says, Charlie Duff, this you? Victim blaming a family whose daughter was murdered by police. Something told me a white man wrote this before I even looked you up. To which, if anybody remembers in Detroit, Ayanna Stanley Jones, the 7-year-old who was killed by police when they were looking for a murderer, which her father was part of. They murdered a 16-year-old kid. I wrote that. I wrote the fact that the police sat in a van and kept changing their story. I wrote in the story that they didn't put eyes on the house and nobody realized there were toys on the front lawn. The child slept next to the door. So I'm not afraid of this country. I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm trying to do what's right and give you all the information because things are much more complicated than like Trick saying, you want to boil it down to a soundbite on TV, or you want to just flash that at me. Read the fucking story. Then you'll realize I got that guy put on trial.
But Charlie, you have to understand right now, and I had these conversations yesterday, individuals, I didn't get through probably till about midnight, because everybody wants to be very deliberate and intentional with what they say and how they respond, as they should, because nobody's getting a pass. People are looking for anything to hang a criticism on, and the effort and the time to take to understand the whole story is non-existent right now. It's just what they see. It's just their interpretation, and everybody's running with it. So anybody that knows you, I was in office at the time when that took place. But there
weren't you? Fuck,
yes,
yeah.
I was. I remember that. Yeah, very much so. I mean, and there's nothing that takes away from the unfortunateness of the loss of life of that little girl. Nothing. I don't care what it is. But there were a series of events that led up to that. And part of that was, as you indicated, that the father was being sought for the murder of a 16-year-old. So those are the kind of things, and Trick, I know you can speak to this, and this, it's a domino effect that people don't realize. When you pull a trigger, when you commit a crime, it's not just that. It signals and triggers a long line of events that impact far more people than the person standing in front of you. People don't want to acknowledge that, but that's a reality.
Exactly. But Charlie also have to understand that in a time like now, where we seek justice against these racist, fascist, evil, manipulative, demonic policemen on the ground that have never been held accountable for their actions against innocent people. Right now, we're not discussing what her father did. We're discussing the shit the police keep doing. And yeah, your story led to those officers being somebody went to jail, didn't it?
No, the judge got off, and basically the family got $8 million settlement. No, but the
$8 million ain't enough money for it.
And there were two trials. There were two trials for the officer. You're right. That's not enough money. There is no amount of money.
No amount of money for my child. But at this, this is not the time to bring up the fact that the reason the officers we talking about something that happened years ago.
Yeah, right.
And we must continue to address the fact that like you said, there were toys in the front yard.
Yep.
You guys not doing, let's talk once again. Here we are with Breonna Taylor. Once again, these officers have not been brought to justice, and they went inside this woman's home looking for a person that was incarcerated already. Now that deserves attention. That deserves back facts. That deserves an investigation. That deserves a prosecution. And that deserves those officers to go to prison for not being tactful, like the sergeant just said, for not even doing the right research and the investigation based on the move that they just didn't care. They went in there and slaughtered this completely innocent woman. There was no reason for them to be in that home or even at that address, because the person that they were looking for was incarcerated, already in their custody. Now, who blew that?
And conveniently, their camera was off.
All their cameras was off.
How about that?
That's the other thing, because they said that they announced themselves. Her fiance in the house said that they did not. He was a licensed gun owner and had a right to defend who he thought were intruders coming into his home unannounced. So it's not what's happening, it's how it's happening. It's the lack of protocol, it's the lack of courtesy, it's the lack of recognition of a policy that should protect the people they're sworn to serve. That's being ignored for whatever reason. So yeah, you're right, and that can't be ignored. Today is actually her birthday. That's one of too many issues that we continue to wrangle with today.
And it's, at the bottom line is there is no more time. We always used to say sooner or later or eventually. It's no more eventually. It's now. We don't go backwards from this. We cannot. We can't. We all have to share the same interest in morality, the same interest in righteousness, the same interest in peace, the same interest in order. And when I say order, I mean everyone should be able to live a normal, peaceful life and go about their business and their day and their families without having to worry about being gunned down by a police officer or gunned down by these racist people that just run around and think you just want to point the finger at somebody because they black and you call the police on them, try to get them locked up.
Like what happened to Aubrey and Georgia. You're right.
Exactly. We saw the guy in Central Park tell the lady, you got to put a leash on your dog. And she hated being told what to do by a black man so bad that she was completely dumbfounded to the fact that this man is filming you lying.
But she thought that if she called the police, that what happened to George Floyd would happen to this guy
and everybody else.
And exactly.
What happened, yes.
So she knew or felt like there's a system that would believe her over a black man, and that this is what would happen because that's what's happened.
And she's used to it.
People that are black are automatically looked upon as guilty. People that are black are automatically feared. So there is no room for an assessment for what happened. How is this? Who is this guy? Who's the wrong person? This chick was choking the dog.
Let me say to the white lady, I'll say it to the white lady. And don't call the police on the bullshit if somebody asks you to put your fucking dog on a leash. They're busy, really fucking busy with serious fucking shit. You know what I mean? I had my neighbor call the police on me because I said, hey, park's closed. Can you get your kid off my fence? Because I don't want my dog spreading. Maybe I got COVID, have some manners. And I'm getting the police calling on me just for saying the park's closed. So what the fuck is this?
1 year ago yesterday.
All this shit going on in this country.
2 years ago yesterday, I got rear-ended on East Jefferson by a lady in Grosse Pointe. Trick, you remember? This woman gets out, and I'm still thinking about it. It brought up a whole nother level of memories because of all the things that are going on. She and her husband get out. They're yelling. They're screaming. She tells me, I feel threatened. I'm all of 5'3". She doesn't know who I am, so she has no reason to feel threatened. But she says, I feel threatened. You need to put your license on the ground. Her husband pulls out a cell phone and starts recording. I'm like, lady, what are you doing? She says, I'm going to call the police. I said, you're in Detroit. I want you to call the police. But I'm listening to all this. Oh, you're trying to start a race. You're making this racial. Oh, it was crazy. That's 2 years ago. This is the stuff we deal with every day. Every day.
Let's let that hang. Let's let that hang. Let this soak in a second. Every day.
Every day.
It's fair to acknowledge that. That's how she feels. Let me just do this. I want to move it.
Okay.
Widen this if I can, but let me just say the rant that I like to do, now is brought to you by ADR Consultants. Get your company going. Get your construction company going. You're working with the city. You need to know how to move through the bureaucracy. Call ADR Consultants. Barry Ellentuck at 248-318-9424. He is honest. He is ethical. He is smart. He has run government programs in this city. He has blown the whistle on corrupt programs in this city. He's a guy that cares about this city. I recommend him. Get it done right, on time, and on budget. ADR Consultants, 248-318-9424. He is a righteous dude. Trick, let me do this. Let me read a little something I wrote, like they do on cable TV, their monologue, because I want to. Where we going with this? Okay, it's a moment. We got attention. And here goes. And so the long, hot summer's upon us. The spark, a black man coldly suffocated by white cops in Minneapolis. Cue the flames, bullets, shattered glass. The accelerant, the man-made economic disaster, which has left millions of people locked away as their work and savings evaporate. It's easy to blame the corona pandemic for the meltdown, but the economic bubble was bound to burst, and we all knew it. So now we see peaceful black protesters mixed with white, urban dwellers and suburbanites, stand against police brutality, racial brotherhood. That's an important thing whose time has come. Then the sun sets, and America erupts into a bacchanalia of flames, the theft of sneakers and high-end perfume, the crack of a sniper's bullet. But people, that doesn't work. That delivers no justice. Not in the long run, anyway. Not in the long run. Nobody knows that better than the Motor City. So I'm standing here in American Coney Island, right? This landmark, this place that's helped generations of people, friends to homeless, to the cops, to blacks, to whites. This is a destination. During the protest last Friday, next door at Lafayette, that's my friend Ali. He's the owner. Ali's never done anybody wrong. So look, I support protest. Petitioning for redress of one's grievances is older than this country itself. Criminal cops have to be rooted out. Full stop. No excuses. No more waiting. Listen to what my friend Karen said. Listen to what my friend Trick said. But I can't help wonder when I watch the street marches come right down here, right down this Michigan Avenue. Where are they going? To whom do they protest? They point exactly away from City Hall. Look behind me. To the right is City Hall. To the left is nowhere. And they always go left. And who encourages them to go left? Go right. Go to the seat of power. Go to the State House or the White House, where you will now see the only wall that Trump built is one around himself. Because that's where the great fleecing of America has really taken place. Ask yourself, who's ultimately in charge of the police, whether competent or criminal? City Hall, the mayor. Who gave gigantic tax cuts to big business and billionaires while blowing an impossible hole in the country's budget? The president and Congress. Who shut down the state's economy to protect the elderly from COVID, only to decree that old people with the disease should be intermixed in nursing homes with those without? The governor. And now we find out that Michigan has the worst death rate outside the eastern seaboard in the nursing homes, and we still don't have a true accounting of the death toll, and it's into the thousands now, and old people are still being mixed together. An epic failure. Who took thousands from a billionaire to allow him to siphon hundreds of millions in hard-earned taxpayer dollars to develop a hole in the ground that may never come to be a skyscraper because we never truly checked its financing that he didn't have? City Hall, the city council, the state legislators. Who allowed a billionaire to pull money from the beleaguered public schools in Detroit so the billionaire could have a hockey arena without sharing a single nickel with the children of Detroit? City Hall and the state capitol in Lansing. Who allowed demolition contractors to dump garbage in the holes where houses used to be, including contaminated highway dirt, and in at least one case, the highway itself? We all know City Hall. Who allowed for $600 million in bogus property tax assessments in Detroit while tens of thousands of people lost their homes to property tax default? City Hall and Wayne County. Folks, the big things, and police brutality is not a little thing. It's the main thing right now. But don't forget, blight, garbage schools robbing generations of children of their potential, illegal and inflated taxes, predatory lending by banks and mortgage kingpins. Remember all the press conferences. They told us things were going great, and we reported it as truth. But they were never going great, especially not for the working person, not in the neighborhoods, not really. The numbers, the real numbers about wages and unemployment and wealth and crime should have told us that. The people told you that, and you didn't listen to them. They were telling you about the two cities, and you didn't listen to them. So now we look for leaders, and there appear to be none. Our elected representatives prefer to talk through the news shows rather than a bullhorn. Down here in the real world, to the people lingering around these plate glass windows, I say, take it to the lawn of City Hall. Nothing upsets the power more than a spoiled luncheon. I hope there's a leader out there who can keep it peaceful, someone who can funnel the rage of the masses towards some constructive long-term end. Because when the fake government checks come to an end, the hell will really begin.
You're absolutely right, Charlie. You're right. But you know what? I'm looking at some of the comments, on Facebook Live, and I think that a lot of our listeners and viewers, like people all around the country, are looking for solutions. And in spite of whether it's training, whether it's policy, whether it's a politician, it all starts in here. Somebody asked me this morning, what do you do? I said, the first thing that you do is that you have to acknowledge that we're all different. We look different, we live different. Different isn't better or worse. It's just different. And then you've got to approach it that if you want to know what it's like to be somebody else, you've got to be receptive enough to whatever that difference is in that person. But if nothing else, you cannot spend your time, your energy undermining or penalizing others for not looking like you. That's the thing, because all of that hate is in the heart. It's not going to be in a law. It's not going to be in a rule. Now, it may make it difficult for people to express it. But if people have that in their heart, if you're a bad person, you're a bad professional because you're bringing that to whatever job you have. So people got to look at themselves.
Hey, Trick, you've been to prison?
Yeah.
So you've had, you're like, you're the gangster rapper. You've done time.
I ain't no gangster rapper.
No. All right, my apologies. Used to live a gangster life.
No, I don't know what that gangster shit you talking about. I did music, and my music was, my take on my life, not, nobody else's, or not to be titled or, narrated by nobody other than myself. I don't, my mother always told me it ain't what they call you, it's what you answer to. I answer to my name, so all those titles, they.
Well, excuse the title. Unfortunate. All right, let me put it this way. You've lived a big, wide circle in life. There's probably
I've had an interesting journey. Yes, I've had an interesting journey where I've observed a lot of things in this life, a whole lot of things, from poverty to all the statistical narratives implemented on people like me, from poor educational systems, single parent home, to mental illness, to stay in prison and banging with the police, banging on my own damn kind for that matter, just for geological differences, some shit that I was taught, some shit that was that came from somewhere else. The whole ideology of that gangster rap or gangster comes from. It didn't come from me. It didn't come from my people. My people was peaceful, So through this life, I went through a lot that has given me the knowledge of how to live and how to first deal. Like Sis said, change start with yourself. If I don't change my motherfucking self, I can't even be talking about what nobody else doing with they self. And I have to make sure that I'm right within myself and that I'm doing right by myself, my family, my children, my grandchildren, first and foremost, my family's first. And then I deal with, my surroundings and I have to, like I say, change me first, take care of my family first, and then deal with what I see around me based on my knowledge of what I understand, my knowledge of understanding, my knowledge of comprehension of the current, facts, the current facts. And I say that because a lot of people live, disheartened in the past. Yeah, you're supposed to learn from the past, but you're supposed to learn from the past, recognize the problems of the past so that you can create what Charlie said, a solution. So I'm not hell bent on pointing out the wrongdoing of anybody. The motherfucker know when he wrong, and if it's time for me to take it to you about being wrong when it deals as it relates to myself, my family, my children, my grandchildren, then I deal with that as my city, the city I live in, the city I love, the city where I got my soul, the city where I learn everything that I know. It's, I'm connected to this place physically, spiritually, mentally. I'm connected to Detroit. And so I speak on what I know and speak on healing and speak on the solution to the problems that I've been seeing throughout this journey, So it's not narrowed down to, a title or titles or these, accolades, these fake accolades and awards and promotions and shit. It's all about the individual. Like we said, we've been saying, it's all about the person. When you alongside a person that's wrong, if you know it's wrong, you address that person's wrong. You know, if you can, if it's in your face, if it's something you can deal with, you deal with that. But first, you got to deal with yourself. You know, and that's, you know, it's a journey. It's been a long journey, and it's gonna be longer. I'm at this until I go. You know,
Dude, dude, beautiful. You know what? Please rewind that and listen. For what everybody is searching for, like their own personal responsibility, right? Taking account of yourself and how to
be necessary.
Boom. Boom.
Be essential.
So there's that part of it, right? That's the individual responsibility to self and family. You said it.
Yeah.
But I still can't get over. We bring the gigantic business leaders together.
You're not supposed to, because that relates to you and your family and the people who you love and protect and the people that you're a part of. You're supposed to become involved. Everybody should be involved. I have to thumb wrestle with people all the time as I you know, encourage people to become part of their local elections, become part of the people who, right now, it's people advertising all over these suburban cities about prosecutors right now. These prosecutors are the same people who are not for prison reform, who look at you, who look at us like, you know, we just black niggas that just want to do wrong and do drugs all the time. There's a young lady pleading with her father on the Fly Zone radio page I saw yesterday. This young lady, she's probably 12, 13 years old. She's pleading with her father about his racist ways, and she's trying to explain to him us. And he don't want to hear it. And it's like, wow, you know, it's wow, like, you know, that's gonna go on. But like I say, change starts with self. And once you deal with self and get self in order, you can be the type of person that you need to be to make a difference within your community. When it's time for you to be a part of that, be responsible in that fashion. You know, it starts with self. I mean, and I'm not going to run away from the spiritual aspect of it. If you look in the book of Revelations, we living in the last days. Plagues, locusts, people uprising.
Floods.
I mean, it's all in the scripture.
Hey, Steve-O! Bro, the minister's going and you're rolling my bucket right in the middle of the goddamn program. Excuse my language, minister. It's a clean joint. It's
It's very clean. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
But I can't help but think, look, my effort to society is, let me track it down and get you some facts. I look at Mary Barra from GM and Chris Illich from Little Caesars, Olympia, right? All getting together. Mayor puts them together and says, we must come together and support racial unity. And I said, yeah, okay. Then give back the fucking $600 million you took from the school children. And you give, and GM give back the $3 billion you took in a tax cut and the $12 billion that we all paid for. You know, there's no main color problem here is green. People want a decent life, like you said. If I can't feed my kid, I'm going to find a fucking way to feed my kid. My dad split. You know, some dads split, but the moms don't. Give her a way to, people are entitled to a decent fucking school. How many years we've been talking about this shit to come up, have the temerity to come up there. Look, why wasn't Little Caesars used as a field hospital? You know what they did end up using it for? A fucking temporary jail. Bad look, dude. And everybody's pissed. So be quiet and maybe what you can really do instead of a press conference in a nice suit is say, I know I jimmied a good contract out of the people of Michigan. We are now going to give 50% of concessions at the stadium that we paid for back to the community. We got some of the least paid police in this country. It's one of the most violent cities. What kind of force do you think this is going to grow into when it's like you paid like a third world police force? It's so massive that I don't want to lose the moment. I predicted this moment. Anybody that follows knows economically, statistically, it's here. But remember, it was here in 1919. It was here in 1968. It was here in 1992. And you're going to get some fucking crumbs. And white people have showed up. Not only because they're bored. You know what? They're broke. They're feeling it. I told you this was capital city. Maybe younger white people are waking up and like, yeah, this shit's not right what we do to black people. But they're also broke. I'm talking to the Ferndale police, 8 Mile. We all know 8 Mile. Well, you know, the other side of 8 Mile is concerned about what's going on here. But they were concerned about the alt-right and the alt-left. Right? That's a lot of dudes. That's what they're worried about. It's massive. And I don't mean to take away from what we're talking about, police brutality. I understand it.
It's all related. It's all together. Everything that you mentioned, everything that we're all mentioning. That's what I want to say to all of the people that's, active. Like what Sister Karen said, don't be so quick to start pointing out the wrongdoings of any other person if they're not doing wrong by righteousness, if that makes any sense. You don't say what another person is not doing in the midst of this situation. Do what you're supposed to do in the midst of this situation. And we all have a responsibility within this situation. Some of us with more knowledge than others in other aspects of government, state law. Charlie's an excellent researcher. He does his research. He finds the facts. He presents this information, and it's up to that's his responsibility, and he handles that well. It's up to me to do the job that my journey has led me to be the person I am, to be of necessity to whatever. I understand that. I answer to my purpose. That is what my job is. I can't be everywhere. Charlie can't be everywhere. Karen can't be everywhere. Nobody can be everywhere. We can all do our part as individuals, one person at a time, and take on the responsibilities as they come, as we recognize our purpose to make a difference. And like you say, it starts with the city hall. You have to become involved in your local politics, your local elections. These people who are against you, these people who make these decisions to take the money that they took from the educational system and put into that fucking arena down the street and build trains up the middle of Woodward and useless Michigan U-Always down Livernois and all of the other useless shit that they do while people are starving, neighborhoods are dilapidating, schools are closing, people are leaving the city. I mean, is that what you want? It looked like it. It looked like that's what they want.
Trick, we come back. Oh, stop with the comeback.
Yeah. It looked like that's what they want.
Now it's here. Fake economy, fake news conferences. Now you can't. Now everybody walking out there and taking the knee and shit. Get the fuck on. Fix the shit.
Fix the shit.
Let's do it. Let's do it together. Ready? Fix the shit. Fix the shit. Fix the shit. Fix the shit.
Fix the shit. Real talk.
Fix the shit. Now I asked the governor to fix the shit. I asked the governor to fix the shit. I don't play late night TV politics. I don't give a fuck who's in office. My job is
fix the shit.
And before we do the news flash round, all right, let me just say, this show is brought to you by Hall Financial. And you know what? Houses are going through the roof. I have no idea why. I don't, right? Maybe it has something to do with mortgage rates being at an all-time low. If you want to get in on getting your finances in order, looking for the house, looking to refi, looking to cut a couple payments off, you know where to go. David Hall and Hall Financial, 248-308-5000. Hall Financial. Lower payments, better options, more personal attention. Go to the website. What is it again, Mark?
Oh, boy. Why'd you catch me off guard there?
Because you should never be off guard, Mark.
You look like you were sleeping.
No.
Are they like the rival to Rock Financial?
I believe they're competitor.
Seems like I remember Hall Financial.
He used to work. He was once part of Rock Financial.
David Hall, DavidHallMortgage.com.
Right.
DavidHallMortgage.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Charlie,
NLMS 1467435. All financial.
you guys got everybody in the comments saying FTS.
Fix the shit. Is that it?
Fix the shit.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fix the shit.
Fix the shit.
Fix the shit.
Sounds like the slogan.
Fix the shit. Fix the shit.
Yeah.
Just fix the fucking shit. I will vote for a Democratic Socialist if the garbage gets picked up. I will vote for a Tea Partier if the roads get fixed. It's all local, man. The big shit show in Washington is not touching me here. Look, right here. I know we weren't the only ones to write about the nursing homes, but we were one of the few, and we were loud. Now, guess what? Now the feds are requiring the states to count the deaths from nursing homes. One of 7 states that wasn't doing it is Michigan. One of the hardest hit. I want everybody to think of a map of the United States. Look at the eastern seaboard, right? A lot of people right there. I-95 right there. They're all connected. And then look at Michigan. You got to take I-80 to I-70. You got to make a right turn to get here. It's cold. It's surrounded by water. Doesn't touch anything else. And we're like one of the highest in the country? Okay, well, here's what we got. So far, the federal government told the state, no, you've got 2,300 deaths of nursing home residents. That's almost half the total in the state. Moreover, Michigan doesn't count assisted living, adult foster care. They don't count the workers, right? That's a really low number. This is a colossal fail. And Madam Governor, they asked you about it in Congress, and you said, quote, in retrospect, there are a number of decisions we would have made some adjustments on. Well, madam, make the adjustments now, because you're still putting COVID positive people in the same buildings as COVID negative people. Fix the shit. More inspections. Fix the shit. You don't test the staff. Fix the shit. You don't give them the gear that they don't have. Fix the shit.
Fix the shit.
Say it again, brother.
Fix the shit. And ladies and gentlemen, as you sit and point your fingers, 3 of them motherfuckers is pointing back at your ass. Put your damn finger down, pick up an ink pen, carry your ass to the polls.
Here's the other
research on these people that's running for these offices in your community.
Do your homework.
Do your
There's some homework to do. Pull up the USA.
Do your investigations
and fix the shit. According to USA.
Fix the shit.
Go ahead, Karen.
This is my thing. These people didn't just fall out of the apple tree. Who are they? What did they do before? They have a past that's going to either lend or validate your support or invalidate it. Stop acting like these people are brand new, because they are not. So do your homework.
The thing is, they have to pay attention. People not paying attention. They driving like this.
Yeah,
they're not paying attention. Nobody's paying attention. They don't see nothing around them and see what's going on around them. They don't even. It's. I mean, if you look at it, I'm at the polls when these elections take place, and like we are not there.
No, we're not. We're politically apathetic. We are politically apathetic.
Remember this too. Listen, about what? Here, these are simple, like with the protest. Let's focus on something simple. Think of Dr. King. Okay, we want to be on the bus there. Any place I want. He starts with something you can grasp. Then, hey, I'm going to sit at that fucking lunch counter. I want to go to that school if I so choose. Then you get into the esoteric, like voting and civil rights acts, right? You ask for that one, no one can put a finger on it. Eventually they get it. So here's one from USA Today. Beautiful work. They compile data, and it's not full, but maybe 40 to 50% of all the deaths, we shut down the fucking world, 40 to 50% happened at nursing homes, and they called it a national disgrace. And that's what we've been doing. All we wanted you to do, you heard from inspectors from the nursing homes here. You treated, all lives matter. Old people's lives matter to me. We're not going to say in retrospect, you didn't do the fucking job. Full stop, end of that story. Trick, ready for the next one?
Fix the shit.
Here's that better. Let's do it again.
Fix the shit.
Fix the shit. Fix the shit. Here is a government report, Treasury Department. Remember the demolition thing I did for all these years? It's coming to a head. Let me tell you, they bore into the ground and took samples out to see if we got our money's worth. Here's what we got. The soil samples, they only went to 4. Remember, there was like 14,000 of these things. The soil samples found that all 4 properties had elevated levels of arsenic above the allowed criteria. That's your city, Detroit. That's your children. If you remember the little piece I made with the kids holding all the rocks going, thanks, Mr. Mayor, that's confirmation. Next. The holes had brick pieces and other debris at 3 of the sites. Junk all the way to the top. It had, in December 18, nobody was told. Detroit entered into a consent agreement with the federal government because they were poisoning the air. Remember that, Karen? The lead and the asbestos?
Yep.
They broke their own consent agreement and continued to do it and were fined $100,000. Not a lot, but guess what? Nobody got fined in Flint at all. So that's remarkable because the government doesn't want to challenge the government, and that's why we thought we had government. Keep an eye on our shit for us. Tell them, Trick. Fix it.
Fix the shit.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Michigan did not maintain a list of sources for dirt, nor would they require these guys to keep manifests of where they took this material. Remember that big mound of asbestos I found?
That you found in the street, yeah.
In the street.
Yep.
They've been telling them for years. Everything I'm telling you, I'm doing facts, Trick. No truck weights. Look, I say fail here. It says all properties contained arsenic concentrations above the state of Michigan's general cleanup criteria guidelines. We spent $500 million on this blight project. I don't know. Fix this shit. I detest government like that.
Yes.
That's really the anger underneath that nobody can put their finger on. I just like it's coming apart, Trick.
What's the solution?
Thing too, Charlie, that I'm starting to have an issue with is that we keep getting these committees coming out of the state. The governor keeps appointing. We've got health disparity committees. We've got workforce development committees on which the mayor sits. Not sure about that. There are going to be a lot of federal dollars coming through there. That doesn't look right. Just every day it's a different committee. What does that do? What does that mean? Now,
nothing.
The 2 emptiest words are task force. How often do you hear a task force for something and they don't do anything?
Some bullshit. When it's
you know it's bullshit. You say, what's this? Karen, you know this. Here's what happens. Federal government comes and they toss a bunch of money in. The powers that be get control of the money. Then the ministers get a little bit, and this foundation gets a little bit, and the people that speak to the people, right, don't talk about it anymore, and yet nothing fucking improves for the people. More millions gone.
We've got 77,000 nonprofit organizations in the state of Michigan.
Whoa!
77,000. So when you guys have talked, and we talk about this all the time, we're talking about the same stuff that we've been talking about for years. Why? Why hasn't anything changed? They don't say, you may be making a difference, but why? Why?
It's the same. You know why? It's the same reason you see people flocking to church every Sunday, but the neighborhoods around them look like concentration camps and war zones. It's like you're supposed to be a pillar in community. You only serve your own interests. Now there are some churches, very few. There are very few churches in the city of Detroit that actually, and I've been affiliated with a few of them that actually do for their people, for their community. But most of them, it's just a paycheck, and it's sad because your purpose of being there is not just to offer a spiritual salvation, but to be a source of salvation for your community. And if you're not helping them in within the middle of their needs, and the toughest times been going on since we started. So, the churches have failed. They failed. Pastors, churches.
And like you said, there are a couple. I mean, I've been away, and I don't go to church, so this isn't anything against or for anybody. but I am aware that Triumph Church Pastor Solomon, when they were talking about what to do about the digital divide, he went and got 1,000, laptops and passed them out. I mean, you don't need all the planning. You just go out and do it. But I do know that the church has become a business for too many. I mean, it's too, and in my opinion, God doesn't need a fiduciary. So, they say, give your money to God. Give me his account number. I'll make a deposit.
I'll wire it to him.
They also wield a lot of power, which is rare for anybody to talk out about it. So I'm glad, Trick, you said that, because a lot of people are scared to say that, these are tax-free places. And like you said, look how nice the church looks and look at the neighborhood around it.
Look how nice the church look, how nice the pastor look, how nice the pastor look.
Watch this, dude. This is what happened. See what happened to me?
The church is full of garbage. Fix the shit.
And it's built. Fix it.
Fix the shit.
Fix the shit.
You got more drama in them pool pits than you do on the streets in your own neighborhood.
You know what? Those big mega churches are built with community development block grants.
Yeah.
CDBG funds.
They're supposed to go to playgrounds and housing developments, and that's the game. So you say, what's the solution? Look, I tell you what, know your stuff. Demand some stuff. Why do I know all the crazy ladies that always go to city council and stuff? They hit me. They're doing this now. They're doing that now, right? They're trying to fix the shit. They're doing something. So what I would say is, make yourself aware. I would say what Trick said. Have some personal responsibility.
Yep.
Stand up for bullshit and stop making your life a contest between our side and that side. Yeah. Because there's 325 million sides.
That's true.
Yeah.
Say it again for them, guys, so they won't forget.
There was a cop out front the other day. The protest was coming down. That fucking guy worked like 3 days straight, like 18 hours, right? And he's going to sleep. He's a black guy. He's going to sleep. I goes, Jimmy, wake the fuck up, dude. This is not the time that you want to be like not aware of shit. Get out of the car and stretch your legs, dude. I'll be all right. I can't vouch for that.
But Charlie, let me tell you this. Think about this, not just here in the city, but all across the country. You're going to see an exhaustion of resources after a while because they've got protests every day. They've got officers working overtime. You got all this stuff. You talk about lack of resources after a while, or an exhaustion of those resources. What are we going to be looking like in terms of a force that's already overstretched here in the city? After,
and remember, and remember when we gave all the goodies out, the holes in the ground in the arenas where they never pay taxes, and we actually pay them money, that could have gone to police. Good professional, good professional people from the community. No offense, it's going to sound bad, but the high quality, like you. Let's say you as a young, you get $40,000 to do that shit? No, it's not going to happen.
Well,
I've been saying it.
But you're right, Charlie, and we've talked about this before. All this start breaking out. I mean, in terms of resources allocated to the police department have never been resolved. The 10% was never returned. So while they won't get a raise, they were still never made whole. I don't think the chief is doing a great job with what he has. But, when we talk about public safety being a priority, you have to put your money where your mouth is. And Charlie and I early on went on. He was like, got to get to the chief. Yeah, but it goes to the mayor. He answers to the mayor. Mayor allocates the budget. So,
Chief came on this show and he said, I'd like to start guys at $60,000. That's a 50% pay raise. That's what you get in the suburbs. Why don't we have it?
Well, one of the problems, too, is, when you have the equitable sharing from civil forfeiture that has to be spent, and you can't spend it on payroll. It has to be spent on other resources like
fix the shit,
giant tanks, and combat it, militarized.
I'm not even for that civil forfeiture anyway. Fix that shit, too, while we're at it.
Absolutely, but why can't that money be
shit? I already sent an email. I'm ordering T-shirts for our biggest listeners and fans. It's going to have the No BS News Hour and hashtag what you guys are saying on it. So I already sent the email.
Say it, Karen.
We should do. That's the new movement. What specifically could we do? Fix the shit. Put in your fucking beef. Yeah. And we'll try to get to it. That's what government's supposed to do.
Everybody got a responsibility. We got to organize, though. 100%. We have to organize. We have to keep having these discussions, and it can't stop. Like, the hour is now. We have to continue to do this. We have to continue to share this dialogue and inform people. And because a lot of people don't know, we have to give them this information, share this information, and and continue to move toward the common goal.
And redirect that energy into something that will result in something. Like Charlie said, if you're marching, that's good. I love to see the fact that everybody is energized, and I certainly applaud the fact that it hasn't died down after 24, 48 hours, but it has to have an end goal. I know they made a list of demands of the mayor and the chief, and that's great. I understand that they're, making some moves at the police commission level. That's all well and fine, but like Charlie said, it has to go to a source. So if all this is directed to the right source, with the demands and the support of the public, then that's how you start to see change. And again, everybody, like you said, Trick, look at it themselves, not just everything else changing. What can we do? You're right.
And let me say, please do not tear up working people's shit that they put their lives into. Like, please, this is a center. This is a meeting place of this whole city. Please don't fuck with it.
Take your beef up with who you got your problem with.
I don't support fire and bullets. I don't.
Don't either. No,
but
I don't support rubber bullets, tear gas, none of that shit. But
if you're fighting this war, like the police precinct makes sense to me. I'm not saying do it, so don't even go there. Or the Citadel of Power.
I mean, that one made sense out there.
This one don't make sense.
The police set that damn fire out there, man, in Minneapolis, covering up evidence. Damn well they did. Them dirty people.
Little baby. Yeah. It's family place. Welcome back. Good to see you again.
And listen, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your responsibility. Make sure you are necessary. Make sure you serve a purpose. Make sure you serve your purpose. Make sure you always look towards the solution and not lay on the problem. We have to all have a common focus, and we all have to continue to move forward. Don't stop and be distracted by the naysayers, the non-believers, or the agitators. They are who they are. Put them in their category and get they out their way. I have to go because my battery is dying, and I have a meeting about my new contract at Right Way.
Ooh. Okay, hey, and you've issued a no fly zone decree, correct?
Yes, no fly zone is still in effect for all out of town people coming here to be disruptive. We will not tolerate that behavior in our city, though we do not agree with a lot of the things that go on here. We're not here to cause no extra problems. We're here to make our point known, share information, and all move towards a common solution. That's it. Destroying property is not the solution. And on another note, if I'm patrolling the streets of Detroit where the protesters are, I'm all for your protest. Make your voice heard, but if you tear up something, I'm gonna get you. I own a lot of stuff around here. I don't have to put on no press conference on the properties I own or the businesses that I have invested in downtown Detroit, within the city of Detroit, in the neighborhoods in Detroit, and in surrounding cities of Detroit. Touch my shit, I'm beating your ass. Excuse me.
Hey, before you go, we're gonna play the song you sent me. You want to introduce it and give us permission to play it on Facebook?
Give you permission to play Lynch. Lynch is a song. I should have sent you the video. It's a video to this. And keep in mind, when I wrote this song, I was writing the song on knowledge and information that I had at the time. As an artist, it is not my responsibility to nobody else but myself to make sure the information that I obtain, I share. And I'm sharing information that I was learning at the time. And so you might see a cross. That don't mean I rock with that. I might say some things like get out the hood for real, but what I mean get out the hood, I mean get out that hood mentality. When I say Heavenly Father, I mean the Heavenly Father within you. I'm not speaking about whatever you want to call it, that's on you. Do that, that's you. But when I speak about God, I speak about the God within you. When I speak about getting out of the hood, I speak about getting out of that hood mentality and getting to the righteous mentality of the fathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, mothers, and family that we are.
I think we covered all of it.
Lynch is the song.
I think so. Hey, I just want to say one thing, because I saw some comments from the news when they talked to Trick the other day, and somebody was like, what's the fly zone and does it work? All I have to say, if you wonder if it works, ask Rick Ross.
And listen to the radio station in Detroit. You'll hear all Detroit artists now.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When Trick says, that means keep your ass out of here. And if you don't,
I like Rick Ross though. Rick Ross is a very talented artist, and that thing we had going on was something different. Who you waiting to talk to, but that's been gone.
The people are waiting to talk to me, Trick, not you.
Because Brothers, this is not the time for us to quarrel with each other or be
That's
against
true.
each other. None of
That's
us.
true.
To all my brothers and sisters, I love you. Okay? I say this with listen, I love you. I want what's best for you and your family. And the reason my boots are on the ground, the reason God granted me the life that I have is so that I can continue to spread this message of love, peace, and understanding amongst us. I love you. I love you. And I want you to love you as much as I love you.
Keep us in line, Trick. Love you back.
God damn, I love this program. It's a cool program. It is. And everybody out there listening, you know, I know you're all over the place. It's always good to meet you. So hope to see you around. Remember, try to love one another. Can't do that, respect one another. We'll get through it. Thanks for coming, Trick.
Hi, Charlie.
See you, Karen.
Something for you to ride to, young nephew. Let me get a few minutes out you, Lo. Let me get a few minutes out you, cuz. Okay. Trying to teach the little homies what's good for real and get out the hood for real. No matter what you think or no matter how much you love it, cause the hood will get you killed. But yet and still, we watch the blood spill, hug their children, fucked up drug deal. You can't sit still and we can't blame you. Allah Jesus, touch that anger, send your angels to search for strangers. Now everybody's life's in danger. Watch the police invade the neighbors. They say it's too late, nothing can save us. Wanna toss our children in them cages. It's outrageous the way they hate us. That's why they trained us to be haters. Do your homework, look how they played us when they kidnapped and enslaved us. Engaged in whip when you misbehave. God, they changed your name. Turned your sister against her mother. Turned your father against your brother. And they can't stand you cause you got color. Come on. Brave than earth, you was a runner. Stole your life, gave you a number. Now what's your name, boy? Who you belong to? I got a gun, nigga. Now what you gon' do? Sounds familiar. Either here to protect and serve or to kill you. Or charge you for being a dealer. Released from prison and the only way to survive is stealing. Receiving and concealing. So now you feeling some kind of way. Cause the way you being played ain't the way that you was raised to take it. So take from those that's close to you. That's what you think you're supposed to do. Try your hand in the dope game. Try to feed your family with cocaine. Protect the domain. The hood you're growing up in is automatically your game. You done heard that old saying? No pain, no gain. When your pack got no name, label you pitiful. Half-ass criminal. Telling you up front, fuck subliminal. If you can keep your big mouth down to a minimum, start trying to listen, start paying attention. It's right here in your face, you fitting to miss it. Not to mention in the middle of this nigga in the picture. The only way they can witness the suspension of detention is detention. That's when you locked up, away from your sons and daughters. Raised by fatherless sons and daughters. Kinda like bastard children, raising bastard children by the million. Teaching them how to distrust and take from one another. How to rejoice when the other one suffers. Cause that's fucked up. That's how they sculpture youngsters. Interrupted to restructure your culture. Displayed the death threats to conjure these devils among us. And for you to love what you fear, so death is closer than it appears. Amongst your peers, by the hand of a nigga with the tattoo tears. And the plan of your grandfather's slave master. From then to now, we dying way faster than anticipated. Cause in real life, freedom was never meant for you to have. They ain't even to have. Visit behind 3-inch glass, beg for a couple more minutes to see him laugh. Same color as you. Now what are you gonna do before serving that life sentence? You think before you make a decision. My brother told me this the realest shit I ever wrote, but I didn't write it. I asked the Heavenly Father for guidance, started recite. All the tough niggas dead or in jail or on their way to wait on the outdate. Ignorance is becoming an outbreak. And it's not just you, but for our sake, can you for once take up your crown like the king you were born to be, and not these clowns that you seeing on TV.
Police
ain't just started killing damn me. It's just everybody got a camera now, so you get to see it a little bit more, or a whole lot more. And now I'm starting to get, aggravated and upset. I'm gonna tell you, you gotta be gangster on this because you gotta think before you react. Don't react out of fear. Don't react out of envy or jealousy or hate or anger. You think before you react. That way, when you make that decision, you make a decision that's best for you and everybody.
They don't want me on their program. They can come on ours, but this time, if you can't talk justice or else, stay home. This is not for politically correct jackasses. If you don't want to be strong, then stay home. And I pray that God will bring a chastisement on all we cowardly men and women who will not secure a future for our children and our people. And you don't want to be in my presence BSing the people and I'm coming behind you. I'll wear your behind out. Let's go on to something else.